What if I told you that the universe is talking to you every day, but you're too distracted to notice? The most important messages don't come with fireworks. They don't show up with a bright sign. They come as little hints, strange coincidences, feelings you can't explain, but you can't ignore either. Many times before something big happens in your life, you start to receive subtle signs. As if behind the curtain of your reality, something was already moving, adjusting pieces, preparing the stage. Life doesn't surprise you out of nowhere. First, it whispers to you. Jacobo Grinberg talked about that deep connection between your inner world and what happens outside. For him, pure chance doesn't exist. When certain patterns start to repeat, when the signs align, it's not a coincidence. It's direction. And when you're in tune with your purpose, the pieces start to fit together. They're not isolated events, it's a sequence. A chain of signs that, seen together, tell a story. It could be a strange premonition, a recurring dream, a door that closes just when you thought it was the one, a person who appears out of nowhere. Too many coincidences to keep calling them that. In this video, I'm going to show you 5 clear signs that the universe is about to give you something big. Signs that you've probably already experienced, but you still didn't know how to read? Because when you learn to interpret those messages, something changes. You walk differently. You decide differently. You stop doubting so much. You no longer move forward blindly. You move forward with awareness. So stay until the end, because what's coming can reorder the way you understand your own story. And the signs, believe me, are already appearing. First sign, you feel a deep restlessness for no apparent reason. You wake up and something feels different. You don't know what it is. Nothing external has changed, but inside, something has shifted. It's not regular anxiety. It's not fear. It's not a specific problem. It's more subtle than that. It's the feeling that your current life no longer fits you, as if you had grown on the inside, and your surroundings had become too small. Grinberg explained that your inner awareness shifts first. Before the change is seen on the outside, it begins as a silent pressure inside you. That discomfort is not a mistake. It's a sign. It's your consciousness saying you can't keep going the same way anymore. Of course, it's uncomfortable because it disrupts your routine, because it breaks the false peace of what's familiar, because it demands evolution, and nobody likes having their world shaken even if they need it. But that restlessness is the beginning of a real transformation. You start to question your job, your relationship, the city where you live, or even the version of yourself that you've been holding on to for years. And yes, the universe doesn't let you get comfortable when it's time to grow. It squeezes you. It pushes you. It takes you out of autopilot. Suddenly you want to change everything, start from scratch, travel alone, study something completely different. Pick up that dream you put aside because it wasn't the right time. That disruptive energy isn't chaos, it's preparation. Before anything external changes, space is first created within you. You start dreaming more. You start having unexpected intuitions. You start paying attention to details you used to ignore, as if something invisible were pushing you forward. You still don't know where you're headed, and that scares you a little. But if today you're feeling that restlessness, you're not lost. You're being redirected. The universe isn't messing up your life, it's making room for what's coming. And the more you fight that feeling, the more complicated everything gets. Because change doesn't stop just because you change, just because you want to stay comfortable. The key isn't to make discomfort go away, it's to accept it. Understand that it's part of the process. That strange feeling isn't confusion, it's a sign. Something big is moving, and you're being prepared. You're not lost, you're in transition. Second sign. Coincidences start happening that are too perfect to be just chance. And you think of someone, and they call you within minutes. You need an answer. And suddenly a book, a video, or a phrase appears that says exactly what you were looking for. You mention a wish out loud, and almost immediately an opportunity arises that wasn't even on your radar. At first you laugh. What a coincidence. But when it starts to repeat, it doesn't seem so coincidental anymore. Jacobo Grinberg explored this phenomenon deeply, what others call coincidence. He saw it as synchronization between your internal state and external events. It's not superstition, it's not fantasy, it's alignment. When your consciousness changes, your reality starts to respond. It's like you're emitting a frequency, and the world sends back that same vibration. Suddenly, you stop forcing so much. You stop controlling every detail. You let go a little, and things start to flow. The right people show up. Opportunities arise without you desperately chasing them. Solutions come when you were already exhausted from looking for them. And the most interesting thing is, many of these signs are small. A number that repeats, a song that always plays at key moments, a phrase you hear from different people on consecutive days, a dream that the next day connects with something real. Details that, if you're not paying attention, go unnoticed. But when you start to see the pattern, you can't ignore it anymore. The mistake that many make is trying to explain everything with cold logic. It's a coincidence. It's my mind making up stories. It doesn't mean anything, of course. The rational mind always wants to be in control. When it doesn't understand, it just dismisses it. But consciousness doesn't always speak in arguments. It speaks in symbols, in connections, in synchronicities. It's a subtler, deeper language, and it requires presence. Now be careful. It's not about becoming obsessed. It's not about forcing signs. Synchronicities can't be manufactured. They arise when you're open. The more you trust, the more they appear. The more you doubt everything, the more they fade away. It's as if the universe is measuring your level of inner coherence before giving you something greater. If right now you're experiencing coincidences that make you think, don't ignore them, observe them, write them down, connect the dots. Because when the pieces start to line up like this, it's usually because something big is already in motion. Watch the patterns, connect the dots. Those synchronicities aren't just curious decorations, they're breadcrumbs. Small signs that guide you towards something much bigger. They're the confirmation that you're not walking alone, that there's an intelligence preparing the ground, setting things in place, preparing the exact moment for you to receive what was always meant for you. Third sign, people and situations start to fall away. No war, no epic arguments, no dramatic betrayals. They just fade away. That intense friendship starts to cool off. That steady job doesn't fulfill you anymore. Those places you used to love now feel unfamiliar. And it's not that you're running away. It's that life is rearranging your surroundings. Jacobo Grinberg understood that every transformation involves a symbolic death. For something new to come in, something old has to go out, not as a punishment, for coherence. What no longer resonates with you loses its strength. It's not cruelty. It's cleansing. It's not loss. It's preparation. What leaves doesn't leave to hurt you. It leaves because it fulfilled its purpose. It taught you what it had to teach you. It made you stronger. It pushed you. And when the lesson ends, the cycle closes. But of course, the mind gets attached. You feel nostalgic, afraid of being alone, doubts. You wonder if you lost something important. Listen to this carefully. Nothing that is true.
Realmente para ti se pierde.
What leaves is what no longer fits with the person you are becoming. The problem is that many, when they feel something is leaving, try to hold on to it even tighter. They insist. They chase after it. They beg. And the more they squeeze, the more it slips away, because they're fighting against the natural flow. It wants to give you something new.
Manos están ocupadas sosteniendo lo que ya terminó.
And that's not how it works. To receive, you have to let go. You also start to notice something else. You no longer tolerate empty conversations, toxic environments, relationships maintained only out of habit or for appearance's sake. It's not that you think you're superior, it's that you're changing your frequency, and when your vibration changes, not everyone can go with you. That's not arrogance, it's evolution. Grinberg talked about those periods when it seems like everything is falling apart, but in reality it's being reconfigured at a higher level. It can feel like loneliness, but it's a reordering. It's the universe clearing the way. If you're now seeing people or situations moving away, don't force them to come back. Don't chase what your frequency has already let go of. Just trust. What is meant for you will stay. What has to come back will return. And what is leaving is freeing you for something more true. Fourth sign. You feel an urgent need to be alone. It's not sadness, it's not depression, it's not rejection of the world, it's an inner calling. Suddenly you no longer have energy for meaningless gatherings, for superficial conversations. To explain what you don't even fully understand yourself, you need silence, space, time. Jacobo Grinberg described this process as a deep reorganization of consciousness, a moment when you need to disconnect from external noise to listen to your own essence. It's not isolation because of pain. It's a retreat for transformation. It's like your inner self is undergoing a full renovation, and you'll need to close doors temporarily so the work can happen without interruptions. From the outside, it might look strange. Your friends might think you're being distant. Your family might worry. Your partner might feel like you're pulling away, but you're not running away from anyone. You're returning to yourself, and that takes courage. Because when you're alone, there are no distractions. You come face to face with your fears, with your shadows, with your most uncomfortable truths, but also with your real power. And that space of silence is usually the prelude to a huge leap. In that period of solitude, the real movement begins. You start to question beliefs you've been repeating automatically for years. You notice patterns you used to defend, and now they no longer make sense. You see wounds you had covered up, and finally you recognize desires that were buried under other people's expectations. It's an uncomfortable process, yes, but necessary. You're dismantling old versions of yourself, taking them apart piece by piece to make room for who you really are. Jacobo Grinberg believed that the greatest treasures are not outside. They are hidden in the deep layers of the unconscious, and you only access them when you stop looking for answers in the noise of the world.
Y te atreves a mirar.
That solitude is not an emptiness. It's an immersion. It's a strategic pause, a kind of mandatory retreat where you go down to the deepest part of your psyche to find what you were carrying out.
Ando en otros lugares. No es castigo, es preparación, no es abandono.
It's rebirth. But a lot of people run away from this sign. They're afraid of silence. They're afraid of what they might discover. So they fill up their schedule, look for distractions, jump into new relationships, accept unnecessary commitments, anything just to avoid being alone with themselves. And the more they run away, the more life insists, because without that inner immersion, you're not ready for what's coming. If today you feel that urgent need to withdraw a little, don't ignore it. Cancel what doesn't contribute. Say no without guilt. Set aside time just for yourself. Read, write, walk alone, sit in silence, listen. Because in that space you are being shaped, refined, prepared for something that requires a more conscious, stronger, more authentic version of yourself. And that version is not born in noise, it is born in silence, in that intimate encounter between you and yourself. Fifth sign. Your dreams become intense, vivid, almost too real. You wake up with the feeling that you lived another life during the night. The images are clear, loaded with symbolism, as if someone had left you encrypted messages while you slept. Some dreams start to repeat themselves. Details change, but the core is the same, as if something insisted on speaking to you in a language your conscious mind still hasn't finished deciphering. Jacobo Grinberg understood dreams as a direct doorway to the deep unconscious. It's not just your mind recycling the day, it's an internal laboratory where your consciousness is reorganized. When something big is brewing in your life, the unconscious works intensely during the night. It guides you through symbols, impossible scenarios, strange narratives that, even if they don't make sense today, have meaning. You dream of places you've never visited, but that feel familiar, of strangers who seem to know something important, of flying portals, creatures, hidden doors, and mysterious objects. None of that is literal. Everything is symbolic. They are representations of internal processes, of transitions, of fears you are facing, of abilities you are awakening. And the most impressive thing is this: sometimes you wake up with answers, with clarity about a decision that had kept you stuck, with the solution to a problem you've been carrying for months, with a calm certainty that you should take a certain path, as if your deeper mind had already resolved what your conscious mind was still debating. When your dreams intensify like that, it's not a coincidence. It's your unconscious preparing you, adjusting invisible pieces, anticipating moves. Something is reorganizing itself on levels you can't see yet, but you're already starting to feel it. That happens because while you sleep, the boundary between your conscious mind and your unconscious becomes almost non-existent. Reason goes silent. The inner sensor switches off, and what was hidden starts to come out. Jacobo Grinberg observed that before major changes in life, the unconscious sends signals, not in the form of speeches, but in the form of dreams. They are internal rehearsals, psychic simulations of what has not yet happened on the physical plane. If you are dreaming about births, journeys, constructions, important encounters, or overcoming obstacles, pay attention. That could be your unconscious showing you that something new is taking shape, or something you don't see yet but is already growing. And there's another, even more interesting level when you start having dreams that later show up in real life. Not always in a literal way, sometimes it's symbolic. You dream about water and days later a situation appears that stirs deep emotions or awakens your creativity. You dream about fire and an event comes up that demands radical transformation. You dream about someone and that person reappears bringing a key message. It's not fantasy, it's coherence between planes. However, pause for a second. If you're still here, it means you don't run away. When the conversation gets deep, that already puts you on the path. Comment, "I'm already changing," not to convince me, but so you can read yourself making a commitment. On the other hand, or rather what's most fascinating comes next. Lucid dreams. Those moments when inside the dream you know you're dreaming, and you can interact, decide, explore. That's not a coincidence. It's a sign that your consciousness is expanding, that you're developing mastery over your inner world. And when you learn to move clearly in your inner reality, you inevitably impact the outer one. It's as if you're being trained, as if life were preparing you to take on a more active, more creative, more conscious role in your own story. If you're going through this stage of intense and recurring dreams, don't ignore them. Write them down as soon as you wake up. Keep a notebook next to your bed. Record images, sensations, symbols. Don't try to figure everything out right away. Don't turn it into a forced exercise. Just observe. Because when the unconscious starts to speak with that kind of clarity, it's usually because something big is already on its way. Over time, you'll start to see patterns, connections that once seemed isolated, and little by little, you'll understand the language with which your unconscious speaks to you. Those dreams aren't just noise, They're maps, internal coordinates that guide you towards something that's already being prepared. And if you've made it this far and you recognized one of these signs in your life, that's not a coincidence either. The universe doesn't send persistent messages to those who aren't ready to hear them. And if you felt that deep restlessness, if you experienced coincidences that were too precise, if people started to drift away without any drama, if that need for solitude appeared, if your dreams became intense and symbolic, then understand this. Something extraordinary is already in motion. Jacobo Grinberg taught that before any visible transformation, there is always a silent, deep internal process, invisible to others, but decisive. These 5 signs are not obstacles, they are preparation. Life is reconfiguring your environment, removing what no longer serves, adjusting your frequency, shaping you for something your old self couldn't handle. Because here's the truth that many don't want to accept. Everyone wants change, but few can tolerate the process, or they want the blessing, but they run away from the training. Don't be that person. If life is speaking to you through these signs, your only responsibility is simple, though not always easy. Listen, trust, and prepare yourself. What is coming could be true love, an opportunity that redefines your path, a healing that is overdue, or a transformation so deep that in time you will barely recognize who you were today. But to receive something great, you have to become great on the inside. And that's exactly what these signs are doing. They expand you, they cleanse you, they strengthen you, they refine you. So if right now you're experiencing any or all of these signs, just breathe. You're not alone. You're not lost. You're not imagining things. Life is working behind the scenes and adjusting details you can't see yet. Your job is to keep moving forward, honor the process, and keep your heart open. And remember this: when the universe decides to give you something big, it first prepares you in silence. The signs are already there. Now it's your turn.